Alright. Let's do GALEBs. No fucking experience for GALEB. Sorry, guy.
Nice badge.
Keep an eye on the elevator. I'm gonna go wait for forensics.
Okay. Let me know when they get here.
Excuse me.
Message from the sheriff. Prince asked more for 5 reports. If I can't bring back their author, I must bring back the reports at least. I'll know them when I see them.
Yes,
That's
we will,
not a
guy.
good sign.
Probably not. You.
Special Agent Smith.
The FBI. Finally, some backup. Lieutenant's expecting you. Straight ahead. Watch out for the bloodstains. Forensics hasn't been through here yet.
Got it.
Got it.
The victim lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Well,
I'll finish here and then I'm on my way.
that's a headless boy.
Lieutenant Anderson, I'm in charge of the investigation.
Special Agent Smith, FBI.
Really? Smith. Is that some kind of joke?
No, why?
Let it go. Never mind. I'll give you the DL. We got a call from the caretaker around 2:15. He told us that one of his residents was brought in with an injury carried by his bodyguards. We sent a squad car that got here around 2:45.
Is the caretaker still here?
He's in the living room, but I don't think you'll be able to get anything useful out of him. Poor guy's in shock.
Who was the first person on the scene?
That would be Baker. He's somewhere around here. It shouldn't be hard to find him.
Okay, then what?
When they stepped inside, the guys came face to face with that.
Do we know who the victim is?
Yeah, he had his ID on him. It's the owner, a guy named Jason Moore. I don't know who
Holy
this guy
shit.
pissed off, but things didn't work out too well for him.
Did you secure all the exits and entrances to the building?
Yes, we've got men on the ground floor and in the parking garage.
How do you get to the parking garage?
You'll have to ask the caretaker. He's the one who took my men down there.
Do we know if he had a family?
Yeah, a wife and an 8-year-old daughter. The wife, Lydia Moore, 34 years old, architect, dual citizen of Costa Rica and the US, no criminal record. Yeah, we're trying to get a hold of her. The daughter, June. We've looked and she's not here either.
What have you got on Moore?
He was an asset manager. But if you ask me, he was involved in some shady stuff that we're sure to find out about. It's not every day that an accountant gets his head chopped off.
Probably not.
Where are the bodyguards?
We haven't found anyone yet.
Go on.
We're still looking for the head. We're waiting on forensics for everything else. but they're busy with another case.
What case?
You haven't heard? At one international place. They say it was a real bloodbath. So, you're here to take over the case?
No. I'm working on something else. Moore's name popped up in one of our investigations, but I can't talk about it.
Okay, I'll let my team know.
Sense the unseen. Since the invisible is activated, looking for a non-human character is enough to identify its nature. It is also possible to reveal the tracks left by this supernatural creature and learn more about it.
Agent Smith from the FBI is here. We're still in charge of the investigation, so please cooperate with him.
He was decapitated. It was a pretty clean cut. Bullet wound in the right hip. There's a retainer here somewhere. Moore's driver's license. One of the weapons is missing.
Muy interesante.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Fuck off.
This sort of formal decor might impress Boston high society, but not me.
But not me.
The apartment has changed since my last visit. I have to question him.
He's still freaked out. I don't think it's the right time.
Hell. 1860, good relations with more. Let's see more. Wounded with bodyguards. More.
Mr. Adams?
No. This can't be happening. What a nightmare. So much blood.
I've got a few questions.
I tried to help him. I told him we should call 911. I told him.
Sir, listen to me. It's all right. Calm down. You're safe, and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
I need you to answer a few questions for me.
Yes, of course. What do you want to know?
Okay, we got a lot here.
Did you know Mr. Moore well?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're asking. But we got to know each other. With time. He was a creature of habit. Since he worked late, he would often ask me for things at night. Newspaper, batteries, ice. I think he asked me for just about everything. I prided myself on always being able to get what he needed, no matter what time it was. You'd have thought he pretty much lived after dark.
Like his clients. Did he have any enemies that you were aware of?
No. He was a very respectable man. No bad company or anything.
Except for us. Did Mr. Moore have many visitors?
For a man with his status, it was nothing surprising. But, well...
Yes?
His visitors mostly came in the middle of the night. I must admit, that's a little unusual.
That's what working for us is like.
He told me he had a lot of foreign clients, and he had to juggle different time zones. That's what working from home is like. He had colleagues over for late-night meetings, too. But since little June was born, not as many people came around.
That was wise. Without any disrespect to the deceased, were you aware of any extramarital affairs he may have had?
Mr. Moore was a good man. He would never have disrespected his wife, or even contemplated it, I'm sure.
She could have been okay with it. There were no young women coming and going.
That's a very inappropriate question. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Do you know his wife?
Mrs. Moore is a model resident. She always has something nice to say to the staff. And is the first to welcome new neighbors, too. A true lady.
Do you think anyone could have been so angry with her that they could have taken it out on her husband?
Oh, no. I don't think so. It's true that lots of people could have been jealous of her. But not to that point.
Yeah, probably not enough to,
Do you know where she is?
Mr. Moore told me she'd gone to their home in Costa Rica. She goes there pretty often. She's an architect, and she likes to work in her home country. She has family there.
Do you think she could have been having an affair?
She's a very respectable woman who loves her husband very much. I don't know what sick kind of world you live in.
And you would certainly not like to find out.
They had their ups and downs, just like any couple. The staff had noticed that she went to Costa Rica fairly often without her husband.
Was she thinking of leaving him?
Not at all. Just the opposite. She begged him to spend more time with her and their daughter.
I imagine the girl left with her mother?
Not at all. It was the start of the school year, and Mrs. Moore left 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since Monday, when Mr. Moore took her to school on the first day. She must be staying with a friend. Poor little thing. Thank heaven she wasn't here.
Do you know his bodyguard?
So he came
Yeah,
with a...
there's Jack, James, and Wu. But you won't hear me singing their praises.
Why not?
Oh, they're good at strutting around and acting tough when everything is going well. But where were they tonight? Can you tell me that? That was their job, right? They were paid to protect him.
Do you have any idea where they might have gone?
No, but believe you me, if I ever see them again, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
I'm sure they'll take you very seriously,
Tell me
guy.
about the evening again, please. What happened tonight?
Mr. Moore left with his 3 bodyguards earlier in the evening. One of them got in the car, and Mr. Moore came down around midnight.
And then?
They came back around 2 a.m. Mr. Moore was limping. He was leaning on one of his bodyguards, and he was bleeding.
Was he injured?
I told him I could call an ambulance
Probably.
or a doctor, but he didn't answer. I went closer to insist, but Wu told me they were in control of the situation, that it was no big deal. They went upstairs, and I saw drops of blood in front of the elevator. I told myself they were being unreasonable. What did those 2 goons know about it? So I called Mr. Moore on the internal line several times.
Did he pick up?
Not once. So I went upstairs and rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. So I went back down to the front desk and I called you.
The lieutenant told me there was an access to the basement.
Yes, using the service elevator through the kitchen. You need a magnetic pass to use it. I gave the spare to your colleagues who wanted to go down there. I still have the original. Do you want it?
Please.
All right.
Thank you for your statement.
You have to find out who did this, officer. Justice needs to be
I'll
done
get right
for
on
him.
that, sir.
And for his family.
And we need to find out who's messing with us. That's what we're here for. You can count on us. Stick around in case we have more questions.
Alright, let's see if there's anything else to investigate here. Ah.
What a mess. Nobody's done the cleaning in ages.
A full pizza. I was just look.
It'll pass. Don't worry.
Can't you see I'm talking here?
Dinner of a mortal who's at the end of their rope. Looks like Lydia's planner.
Visit Grandpa at San Jose. Goodbye Costa Rica. Pick June. The painting class. Buy new book. Streets from Catherine Bergman. 10 a.m. New architecture project for Boston Museum. Case of mergery. Case of emergency call for Avita. I'll remember that.
Why is the FBI interested in Moore?
His name came up in several financial investigations we're working on.
Oh, fuck are you asking questions, you little deadbeat?
Who'd leave that lying around? There are bloody prints on these bags.
The fuck is this guy's deal?
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a little faint.
I was expecting it, but then... give me a minute, and I'll head back.
The sight of blood. We've all been there, haven't we?
No.
No. Fucking...
When I knew him, he took better care of himself. What's going on with him?
Alright. Before we go in here, let's check. Don't want to have missed anything. Probably like a safe area somewhere.
They wanted to bring a little vacation back home.
It's not a safe area? I figured it would be. Oh, this is though. I remember that. For what a stink, huh? Yeah, what a frickin' stink, eh? Alright. That's a service elevator. This isn't a safe room, which is Muy Interessante, I figured. Yeah, this would be at least one. I don't want to go down yet. Still plenty to explore up here, guys. So we're gonna go upstairs. We need to get Gale a little more upgraded here, so we need to get him some XP. Huh. Bet you there's a key around here.
Son of a bitch wasn't messing around. Have you seen all that cash?
A Boston manufacturer's files. A Boston manufacturer's
That's another
files.
thing with the tracking from downstairs.
The mayor's deeds.
Why can't I search this? What's this? What's here? Okay.
Portfolios of old shares. The mayor's deeds.
Why can't I grab that?
This is where I met Moore for the first time.
Fishing acquisition. German farm writing before your days will fall in the city council. So we're only approved a renovation and acquisition part by 89%. God, what the hell is going on? There's people that can identify us. Specifically there to
A souvenir from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
kill vampires. They knew what they were doing. Old coins. You didn't answer my call. I left you a message. We need to meet. We need you tonight. Let me know. B. Need files. Jason, I'm being asked for files that you should have sent a week ago. I don't know what's going on, but send them over. Booking confirmation. Heavy jet chartered for Boston Hong Kong trip Thursday, September 5th. Muy Interessante. Yeah. That's what I figured that the key would.
A safe. Now we just have to find the code. Lydia and June at the beach.
For Vida. In case of emergency. Probably something in the archives that. That's a long ass fucking code, Jesus Christ.
Nice collection. Working for us has its advantages.
Yes, it does, doesn't it, Gabe? Galeb, not Gabe. Fuck out of my way, dickbag.
I should put some money on that.
It was my greatest pleasure before. Now everything tastes like ashes.
That's a cigar. Jason Moore was in that room. Had to be.
Officer Baker, can I help you?
Were you the first person to arrive at the scene of the crime?
Yes, sir. My partner and I were the first to get here.
Just tell me about it.
We got the call around 2:20. The caretaker had called because a resident was injured. It took us about 20 minutes to get here. The poor guy was in a panic. He told us he'd seen one of the tenants, Jason Moore, enter the building, and he looked hurt. He was being held up by his 2 bodyguards, and he was bleeding a lot.
Did he see the wound?
Yeah, he said the victim was holding his right hip. so I went upstairs with the caretaker. We saw blood in the elevator and on the landing. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered, so the caretaker opened the door. I identified myself. There were traces of blood leading down the hall away from the entrance, and just after that, I found the decapitated body.
Did your partner come with you?
No, he stayed in the foyer to secure the entrance to the building.
Did you touch the body?
No. There was nothing I could do to help him, so I secured the scene. I put my gloves on to take his ID out of his jacket pocket so we could identify him. Then I called it in.
Where was the caretaker during that time?
I told him not to come inside, but he followed me. When he saw the corpse, he was really shaken. He wouldn't let go of me.
Then what did you do?
I called for backup. They told me that forensics would get here as soon as they could. They were out at another case. That was their top priority.
After that?
I secured the entrance to the apartment.
That's... His partner already did that.
After that, I searched the ground floor. There was nobody around. But from the looks of things, somebody searched the apartment. When Sergeant Lehane got here, she took care of upstairs. It's a good thing, too, because it took everyone else another 15 minutes to get here. She didn't find anyone there.
So there's no sign of the family then?
Nothing. The place is empty.
That's it?
Oh yeah, the guys in the parking lot said they saw one of Moore's cars leave after he came home. Hey, do you think the wife was in cahoots with one of the bodyguards to get rid of the husband?
I'm listening.
Well, a lot of times in cases like these, it's the spouse who did it. What if the wife was having an affair with one of the bodyguards? She packs up her and her daughter's stuff, while her lover lures the husband into a trap somewhere. For some reason, things don't go according to plan. He comes home injured and figures out what's going on. He attacks his wife, and the bodyguard kills him to protect her with whatever he happens to find. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Not bad. Keep digging, Baker.
Something feels really off with this whole thing. That whole party, him being decapitated. It's targeted.
The mayor's deeds.
No, I don't care about the mayor's deeds. What is this thing?
An auction. Acquisition of Lot 87, Dejan Siaka. A trumpet belonging to Don Ellis. An auction.
Nope, no.
Acquisition of Lot 87, Dejan Siaka. A trumpet belonging to Don Ellis.
Dejan Siaka is not the most active member of your Primogen. He also is not very interested in accounting either. So he lets me manage his small fortune as I see fit. He regularly comes to me to launder the money he receives from his numerous deals in occult objects. As the amounts are relatively insignificant, this has never been a problem for me. After relying on your generosity for a long time, he has now amassed enough money to get by on his own, despite his erratic financial habits. For this reason, I recommend that you have a substantial amount of money by seizing your contributions to him. You save. Of course, this is a means to ensure his loyalty. I will let you be the judge of whether or not this is a good idea. He seemed to kind of be on our side. Mr. Siaka is what we call in the business a cash cow. Although he described himself as a collector, he spends his money freely on things that are important to him without any real consideration for the profit he could derive from them. In addition to the occult activities, occult objects, and ancient works that are rather difficult to transport discreetly, he is particularly fond of acquiring the instruments of musicians he admires, mainly jazz legends. He is not much of a negotiator, although I have repeatedly offered to have professionals help him negotiate the best terms. For some reason he prefers to do it himself. He seems me as a simple accountant, though this is not to his advantage. I believe he doesn't like people like me. Do note that he regularly asks me to invest in voodoo groups in Louisiana. At a complete loss, I try to dissuade him, but he seems to be bent on continuing this way. He will find the complete list of operations attached.
Jean, are you making plans in case things go south? Or are you planning to leave us?
So let's draw your attention to the fact that Mr. Siaka recently invested in property near Salem. Apartments, warehouses, garages, type of properties and sizes. This property he currently owns in Boston, and Ropor intends to establish a secondary residence.
I understand better now. The prince asked more for a complete report on the members of the Primogen.
Nothing about that. What is this, bro? Why can't I see it?
I need to see you there.
Okay, sure. To rest.
A souvenir from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
There has to be some kind of what if I just enter that in right?
Lydia and June at the beach.
Yep. There's nothing in the computer either. Huh. There's got to be something around here that can help us figure out what that code is. Maybe upstairs? And that is like his bedroom. Oh, what's this?
should put some money.
It was my greatest pleasure before. Now everything tastes like ashes.
Yes, we know. We heard. It's not even in his bedroom. What the fuck am I talking about?
Live stock prices. I had fun for a while too, at first.
Sorry, Agent Smith, but I'm a little busy right now.
Just the fuck up. Huh.
The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific.
Why, when you're injured?
What a mess. A fortress security catalog. They install highly secure rooms.
Protect your valuable personal belongings. Important document in safe wall. It's 15-point lock system made of high-grade steel. An electronic lock as well as an unbreakable door without visible hinges. We designed a concealed emergency exit for you in perfect accord with your interior. Our sliding panels hydraulic system. It's completely silent. The secret patches could be equipped but optional. What the fuck was that? Storage outlet. 8-point lock. For safety, your loved one considered a hidden weapon rack. Keep within reach of you and not your children to ensure safely. In any room, the custom-made concealment panels slide in and out using total silent hydraulic technology, also waterproof. Bathrooms protect large personal belongings as well as loved ones in event of serious danger. The hidden panic room features all of your You think the family's in the panic rooms? Someone's here.
Nobody told me there would be a retainer here.
Nature revealed a ghoul.
Ugh, what a mess.
Alright, what do you have?
What are you playing at?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Don't mess with me. Who are you?
Calm down, Mr. Bazori. I meant no disrespect. I work for the council.
Why would the council have sent her without warning me?
Most of the time, they send me to clean up.
Are you behind this?
No, I got here after it happened.
What's that file you've got?
Oh, an account file. Have it. Here you go.
Okay. Let's see how much she knows. All right. What have you found?
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not really allowed to talk about my missions.